Hey fellas, this is Collin here and watching Magic Strawberry. In case you haven't heard, Goofing Off just recently wrapped our 25-hour live stream in which we played Luigi's Mansion 3, and I figured I might as well review it. So there, this is Luigi's Mansion 3. Again, after playing Luigi's Mansion 3 for almost 25 hours straight, you can understand why I might feel a little jaded towards this game and how it might negatively affect my view of the game's quality in general, but rest assured that I will remain somewhat objective and only gripe about things that genuinely bothered me. But for the most part, Luigi's Mansion 3 is a thoroughly charming game that cements Luigi as a protagonist with an actual discernible personality, as opposed to a certain somebody. Every step of the way, Luigi is portrayed as a clumsy and anxious mess who nevertheless perseveres and overcomes all of his fears in order to save his friends and family because they've all been entrapped in picture frames by King Boo. Just as a little backstory, Luigi and friends were all tricked into visiting a hotel that's actually haunted so that King Boo and his cohorts could get his revenge. Everyone but Luigi gets captured, and it's up to Luigi and his super vacuum, the Poltergust, and Gooigi to rid the hotel of all paranormal activity and save his friends. Unlike the first game that had a sort of horror vibe to it, Luigi's Mansion 3 is evenly lit and way quirkier than I initially expected it to be. I obviously wasn't expecting something like Outlast, but Luigi's Mansion 3 fits firmly into Nintendo's brand of camp. All of the ghosts, especially the bosses, are just plain goofy, and it's made all the better with Luigi's animations as he constantly shakes and trembles his way through the hotel floors. The gameplay isn't half bad either, despite its clunky controls. Aiming with the Poltergust never really improves throughout the duration of the game, and it's especially awkward when aiming it up in the air, but the core of the game is its puzzles, and the game succeeds in that regard in spades. The puzzles can be a bit frustrating, especially later in the game, which is why figuring them out is oftentimes more rewarding than, well, the award, such as gems, which are these collectibles you can obtain through miscellaneous puzzles as a side to the actual campaign. Nonetheless, the creativity of these puzzles never fail to engage the player, and they do a good job of keeping you on your toes when you find yourself utilizing mechanics that I sometimes forgot were even there. The bosses are also exceptional, with each one feeling appropriately unique, and more importantly, balanced. Even when some bosses feel way too formidable at first, you will have several epiphanies in which you figure out how to beat somebody after the fact, and then the fight becomes a breeze once you try again. What makes all of this come together is its handful of mechanics that are introduced in the early stages in the game. There's the flashlight that you use to stun ghosts, thus making them vulnerable to your super vacuum, the dark light which materializes abstract things in picture frames and to reveal ghost tracks. Also there's Gooigi, EGAD's creation that can be summoned to be a general helping hand, and can also be used to slip through grates and other places Luigi himself cannot access. The setting of the game, the hotel, absolutely comes to life as you move from floor to floor. The first few floors seem like your average hotel, but as you collect more and more elevator buttons, thus allowing you access to the rest of the hotel, you enter floors that resemble botanical gardens, or an archaeological museum, or one that has a literal body of water with a pirate ship on it. The variety of each floor starts to wildly differ, for better or worse. Each floor is balanced, but there's some floors, like the boiler room, that you feel like you couldn't leave soon enough. And then there's some floors with squandered potential because of how short they are. You start to wonder why some of the more average looking floors take way longer to finish than some of the gimmicky ones. EGAD is also a bit of a nuisance since he often makes you stop your progress in the game to return to his basement laboratory and drops hints every now and then in a huge lower third that obscures more of the frame than it frankly should, and you can't dismiss it either, which becomes annoying when you're in the middle of combat and you can't see anything. Still, the charm of this roughly 18-hour adventure is hard to deny, and you can't help but smile as Luigi, the reluctant hero once again, clears out each hotel floor in a game with excellent pacing despite some backtracking. If anything, I think Luigi's Mansion 3 cements Luigi as a respectable protagonist despite the fact that he may never leave Mario's shadow. Mario may be able to do literally everything else better, but he can't bust ghosts quite like Luigi. I give Luigi's Mansion 3 a 7.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching Magic Strawberry. Feel free to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter at ZTV Goofing Off. See ya!